Hello again. Just having a mess around with the cylinder heads again. Cleaning all the valves up. Got this one in the valve grinder. The valve grinder I'm using is a Black & Decker Valve Master type FE. Does 6mm to 17.5 going into the tag, so you get different size collets that fit in there. When I got it, it didn't have a coolant tank, so I ended up making one. Just out of some sheet steel, just folded around, then a bottom plate, some copper pipe. I'm using ultra cool soluble oil. It's like a milky colour when you put water to it. It just keeps it cool when you're grinding a new angle on the valve, but I've already done that. All I'm doing now is cleaning up the face, and then just with some 240 grit and some 400, getting them shiny like that, and like that. So I'll show you this one. I think I'd already messed around with that one. This is like really smooth. Basically what you're trying to do is reduce the amount of angle, or more of a, instead of it being a defining point like a really sharp point, you want to smooth it out so the air and fuel or exhaust gases can flow around the valve properly, so you get better combustion. So you've got your margin, that's your face, then you have a margin at the side there, and then you'll have your seating area, there's your stem. That's it really, all I know about valves. I've heard people do swirl polishing on them and other bits and pieces. I've already tipped the end of the valve. It's a little bit of a chamfer on the end, should be alright. So I'll do that other valve while I've got you recording. These are the 1300 single port heads. Slight little bit of play on exhaust valves on both heads. This is number 3 and 4, and that one, or that one there, is number 3 and 4. For some reason on the single port style Volkswagens they use that small cooler. Not using that fan shroud, no, that's the doghouse type fan shroud where you use a bigger standard oil cooler, and the single port shroud is that. The oil cooler blocks the flow of air going to 3 and 4, so you always end up, from my experience of Volkswagens, all seem to end up with number 3 and 4, more play on the exhaust valves than you would on number 1 and 2. So what I'm going to do is swap the heads from side to side, so number 1 and 2 will be 3 and 4, 3 and 4 will be 1 and 2. So then I get even wear on the guides on both heads then, so then when I come to do all the guides and the valves again, it'll be all in one go instead of waiting for something else to break. You do it all in one go. So we'll get on with this grinding. If you can't hear me, I'm sorry, it's a bit noisy. So I'm just using the 240 grit to go on the face, take all the carbon deposits off. Just an even pressure, and you only have to press light on with doing it this way. I've seen some other people put a drill like that in the vise, and you put your valve in the chuck. I've not got a chuck key for that, so it's a bit of a pain, and you just run it and then press it in so it keeps running. You do it that way. If you've not got a grinder like this, as some people haven't. So cleaning all the carbon off. So then I'm going to do the margin now. You'll see it come light. Where it's gone shiny now. And then there's loads of people that tell you not to do this, but I am getting carbon off the valve. As they say, you can weaken the valve behind the back, but I'm not taking any material off, I'm only sanding. A little bit on the seating surface after grinding, just to smooth it out a little bit. Gauge your personal preference, and then once you come to lap it in, it's not that bad. Right, get some 400 grit now, so it's really fine, this stuff. This is like a final polishing. If I want more, I can always go over again with the harder stuff. Yeah, I want to do that facing a bit more. So you can usually see where it'll go shiny and then dull. I don't like it being dull, if I'm honest. I'm sure someone will be along shortly and tell me I'm wrong and tell me about valves. Anyway, it just all comes down to your personal experience with doing this. There's quite a few books available as well on cylinder head porting, valves, valve guides, un-shrouding the valves once they're in the cylinder head, smoothing out, not making your inlet track shiny because you get big droplets of air and fuel mixture causing problems when it's idling and running. So basically all you want to do in your inlet track is just smooth it out. Just smooth it out really, take the rough edges away and smooth it out so there's hardly any bumps in it. And then your exhaust, you can shine your exhaust track, you can shine that up as much as you want. You make your exhaust flow a little bit better and get the exhaust gases moving quicker out the cylinder head. So we'll go again with some 400 grit. onto the margin. Get that smoothed out, get rid of any rough bits. Now a little bit on the seating surface, just to smooth that out. On the stem a little bit. Smooth it out on the back of the valve a little bit. Smooth it out. Sorry about the bad lighting, I do apologise. Basically all you want to do is just smooth the corners out on the valves so they are smooth and you can get exhaust or inlet gases flowing better and basically atomise better, or you get better turbulence, so you get better combustion out the fuel air and fuel mixture. Just goes in better. Turn it off. So that's nice and shiny, nice and smooth. And then on the back of the valve, we've got rid of the defining mark once left with cutting. So it's nice and smooth. There's no sharp points on it to sort of, once you get your air and fuel mixture flowing, instead of being a bump and then probably will come back on itself and try and flow back in the head, and then it'll now flow over the valve nice and into the combustion chamber. We shall see. But thanks for watching. Any questions, let me know. I've not forgotten about the toolbox video. It's just a bit of a mess in here now, so I'm waiting till I get that clean. Got my mixing ring for me carb, sticking on gas. Need to rebuild the carb. That's a carb I got off eBay. I've got some spindle bushes for it. Well, that's about it really. I did a service on my dad's Clio last week, and what else did I do? Took the plugs out my mum's Ignis because both cars are on gas. And that is about it. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated.